Welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody. I see you guys coming in. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Danielle Welch. We're going to get started here in just a minute or two. I know I'm seeing people popping in from all over the place, so that's awesome. As you guys are coming in, feel free to put into the chat who you are, what type of business you have, and where you're tuning in from. I always love to know where my audience is at in the world. And yes, it is across the world. We've had people tune into these workshops and trainings in the past from almost every continent. I think we haven't hit Antarctica yet. But hey, I think it's pretty cool to be able to do what we get to do in the online business space, and being able to connect with people across all lines, all boundaries, all countries, all territories in the world. So welcome, welcome. My name is Danielle Welch, and I am your coach today. We're going to be diving in and talking all things 2022 social media strategy workshop, and helping you to really just hone in and focus on what are the things that you need to be aware of, and that you need to prepare yourself for here in the upcoming year. Because my guess is, and my assumption is, you're here today as either a local small business owner, maybe you serve a geographical area that's pretty much, in a close proximity to you. So maybe some people consider you more of like a brick and mortar type of business. Maybe you're an online entrepreneur, and that obviously ranges in a lot of different industries. So you fit one of those two categories. You could be like me. You're also a social media manager. You have a love-hate relationship with social media, and you service other people's social media accounts. So maybe you're one of those three types of business owners. But I know that you're here today because you want to learn more about social media marketing, because majority of you already let me know this, you're managing your social media yourself. You're DIYing it, right? You're bootstrapping it yourself. You're plugging into trainings like this for you, right? So that you can grow your skill set, your knowledge of all the things in the social media marketing world, so that you can grow your business online. And so welcome in, everybody. Make sure you introduce yourself. Let us know what type of business that you have and where you're tuning in from. I'm going to pull up the chat just so that I can see who's tuning in with me here. Say a couple of hellos. Lorraine is in Ontario. Kelsey is here in Kansas. Kendra in the Kansas City area. She does website and funnel building. Cody and Amber Maduka, they're in the Kansas City area, but they're tuning in from Texas. There you go. They own Faith Culture, which I know is like an apparel and events company. Feel free to drop links in here, guys. I'm not opposed to anybody dropping links, just so you know. Amber tuning in here from Missouri. She's a blogger. She specifically has a blog for Siberian Huskies. Alicia's tuning in from Florida. Very good, you guys. Awesome. So glad to have you here. And those of you who are here live, obviously, and if you're catching this on the replay, welcome to you as well, right? This is the beautiful thing about the day and age that we live in, is the opportunity to show up live together, be here, but also, one of the things you're going to find out about me is I have a crazy busy life. I have two kids, a third on the way right now when this is being filmed in December of 2020. My third baby girl is due in April. Things are busy, interruptions happen. And so all of you who registered here today, you get access to the replay for free for up to 48 hours. And if you're catching this on the replay, hello. So glad that you are able to join us. And so I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to dive in. I want to just get straight into today's content with you guys. And so give me a thumbs up or some type of reaction in the chat. Make sure you guys can see my slides there. It should say a pretty slide strategy workshop. I did work really hard on these, by the way. I just want to say that I did a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. Thank you, Canva, for providing the template. Shout out Canva. But we're going to dive in today and really get going. I would like to ask, if you have questions, write them down, but hold them to the end. There's going to be a whole period of time at the end of today's workshop where I give you guys the opportunity to ask questions that are going to come up, right? I'm going to be rapid firing through a lot of different things. And so you're going to have a question and I want to ask, hold it to the end. And the reason for that is I will probably answer it with the next slide or the slide that's coming after that. So hold all questions till we get to the Q&A portion. My goal, this is a goal, sometimes you miss goals, but my goal is to try to be wrapped up in 45 minutes. Which is crazy. I'm already on 6 minutes, so there's that. But that's my goal. I want to respect your guys' time. I know that we're all super busy. So because you're here, because you registered, you will get access to the replay if you got to come back and rewatch at any point in time. But let's go ahead and let's dive in. So for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Danielle Welch. I am a wife and a mother of 2, soon to be 3 girls, ranging from ages 6. The next one after that is going to be 3 soon. And then this third one is going to be here in April, as I mentioned. So I am a certified girl mom, and it's awesome. We're very blessed. I also have the opportunity to homeschool my children, and I love that. I love that. You know, I've been able to develop 2 different businesses, this business with my social media marketing company and another business with my husband, where we coach and teach people how to tap into a business system to develop more passive income streams. That type of entrepreneurial, you know, lifestyle, you can see there I'm an entrepreneur and freedom advocate. Like, you know, our life has been able to be designed to where we can prioritize the things in our life that we want to. Homeschooling our children is something that I never imagined I would do. Just to be honest, never thought I'd do that. But I love that I get to do it. And with the right community backing you up behind it, it's actually really, really fun and enjoyable. So shout out to all my homeschool parents, or if you were homeschooled, I'd like to know who you are. I have questions. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm also the owner of Bridge Consulting and Design, which is a social media marketing agency that was founded in 2018. I'm a business coach for social media managers and helping them to establish and grow their own social media marketing companies and taking them from freelancers to agency owners and helping them to develop more of a life of freedom and options for themselves through a social media business. And I'm also a marketing coach for online entrepreneurs and local small businesses. So today, the main hat that I'm going to be wearing is business and marketing coach, right? And I'm going to be sharing with you a lot of different things in regards to the upcoming year and social media marketing strategy. And here's the 3 things that you can expect today in this workshop. So number 1, we are going to get in there and we're going to break down some myths and some misconceptions about social media. What I'm looking to do with this particular section of today is just kind of starting from here, because I want to make sure that before we start to dive into what are some of the trends, what are some of the best practices, I feel like we need to maybe clear out some of the cobwebs, right? And these cobwebs are thought patterns or just kind of maybe some misconceptions that you personally may have regarding social media or your ability to do social media marketing for yourself, or the success you can have online. So we're going to break down a lot of that, a lot of those blockages, and we're going to put some truth behind them so that we're coming into today's training with a mindset of open-mindedness and faith, if you will, like believing in yourself and believing in the powerful tool of social media. The next section we'll be diving into is best practices for content distribution in 2022. So I'm going to answer some of the top questions that I get asked about social media content distribution. So how often should you be posting? What time of day? what days of the week and what type of post should I be creating? Those are some of the, as a like marketing coach, that is some of the most common questions that I get. And they're kind of elementary, but I understand the reason behind them, because people need to like have a plan. They need to have a system. So we're gonna dive into that. And then we're gonna be wrapping up with the 2022 content trends. So we'll dive headfirst into the most popular trends for content types. So the type of content you should be creating in 2022 and where you should be putting your focus and energy if you want to grow your business online. So you came for that, right? But we got to lay the right foundation to get to those new trends. So let's dive right in. So myths and misconceptions. So I'm going to just kind of rapid fire, okay, through some of these myths and misconceptions. If you feel like, oh, I've thought that before, or yeah, I'm thinking that right now, I want you to raise a hand or say, yep, that one's me. I want you to identify within yourself and within your mind if any of these blockages or any of these misconceptions are currently present, because we have to identify that they're there in order for them to be removed, right? It's like if you're at dinner with a bunch of friends and you're eating a salad, or you're eating, for me, it's almost always pasta with oregano in it, and you're just enjoying yourself, and you know, like you are talking, and you go to the bathroom after a little while after dinner, and you go into the bathroom and you notice you have a piece of something in your teeth, right? Like you can't know to like go get that thing out of your teeth unless you identify that it's there. First of all, your friends should tell you that you have something in your teeth. That's a good friend, by the way, but you have to identify that there's something there in order for it to be removed. Weird analogy. That happens to me sometimes, guys. I like speak in really weird analogies, and that's a recent one that happened to me. So we have to identify it so it can be uprooted. So let's dive in. What are some of these misconceptions that are surrounding social media and marketing? So big one right here. All social media platforms are the same. No. No, they're definitely not. Each social media platform has unique characteristics and specific audiences that they serve. Okay, we have to understand that Facebook is different than Instagram. While they're owned by the same company, Meta, or whatever it is now, they serve different audiences. Okay, LinkedIn is certainly different than Instagram. TikTok is quite a bit different than a LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. So they're not all the same, right? It does help you overall within your social media marketing plan to find out which platform most of your audience hangs out on the most, and then be the most active there, right? So we'll talk more about like content distribution, but first and foremost, myth busted that all social media platforms are the same, right? Number two, you need to be on every social media platform to make an impact. Wrong. That's not necessarily true. You don't have to be on every social media platform to make an impact. I do believe that you should be on a couple of them. But again, it goes back to number one, identifying who your audience is, and then where they spend the most of the time. Oh, I'm not changing slides, Amber. This is just one slide, and I'm just kind of rattling through them. So you need to be on every social media platform to make an impact. Again, not the case, right? I'm not on TikTok. I have not decided to embrace that yet. I'm on Instagram. Instagram is my number one. It's where the majority of my audience hangs out. Based on my registration data for today's workshop, over 50% of my audience came in today through Instagram. And so that's pretty cool. And like 30% came in from my email list, which is also really cool. Data is like my thing. So what you'll find out is who your audience is and where they spend time. Those are the ones that you really need to focus on, but you don't have to be on every single social media platform. Okay. Number three, this is funny. Social media is for the younger generations. Not true. Not true. Social media is not exclusive to younger generations. In fact, it cuts through and cuts across every demographic known, right? No matter how niche your business is, you can find your audience engaged somewhere on social media. Goes back again to identifying who is your audience. But it's not just for the younger generations. In fact, I don't have the source for this statistic and I don't know the exact percentage, but the largest group of signups for social media platforms is the age range of 45 and 60. Now, my theory is because that age group is late to the game, but that's neither here nor there. Today, in today's world, we're seeing more signups on social media platforms from the 45 and up age range than we are the younger age range. Okay. So that means that they're new, they're fresh, and they're getting used to using the platform, which is why it's so important for you and your business to be showing up on social media. Number 4, misconception. And if you're just joining us, because I saw a bunch of people just pop in. Hi, I'm Danielle. We are diving into section 1, myths and misconceptions. I'm just rattling off some of my notes here. I don't have any slides for these particular bullet points. But the next one is social media is not relevant to your industry. That's a myth, right? Like, regardless of your type of business, your type of industry, every single business has relevancy in the social media space. I've heard some business owners say in the construction industry that social media is never relevant to their industry, and that is absolutely not true. No matter how niche you think your business is, you will find people online that are interested in your type of business. Your strategy just might be different than a blogger, right? If you're a construction business owner, right? So that's where strategy and planning and getting consulting on your social media is important to figure out, okay, I don't know, right, how my social media marketing should go if I'm a construction business owner or I'm a roofer or I'm a this. So get some help on that, right? The next one, this is one of my favorite ones, misconception. Social media is time consuming. Now there's some truth to that. Okay. So to an extent, social media is time consuming if you don't have the right tools, a content calendar, and a strategy on how you use social media marketing, right? So if you don't have those things, then yes, it can be time consuming. Also, I'll just say, you're not just a business owner when you're on social media for yourself, right? You're also a consumer of the information that's coming through your apps, right? And so you have to have discipline, right, when you are on social media. But it's not, in general, it's not something that has to be time consuming. If you have the right tools, you have the right content planning and strategy in place, it's actually something that you can take care of all your social media content in a very, very short amount of time. And we'll talk about maybe some of that later in today's session. Number 6, this is a huge myth. Quantity of content supersedes the quality of the content. It says, my notes say quantity over quality with content. So the myth is that you need more content. That is what is important, not that the quality of that's not true, right? Like, quality is always going to be more important than how often you post or the quantity. These days, social networks are encouraging their users to post very value-packed, rich content. Content is king in social media world, and you need to remember that. But the networks are looking for people to actually engage. It's why, you'll hear me if we ever have a strategy session together, or you're in private coaching and we're talking about lead generation activities, and I start talking to you about how you need to get into your followers and people you're following and engage with their content. Do not leave emojis and great post type of responses. The social networks actually look to see that you're providing meaningful commentary, right? So when you're creating a caption, it needs to be meaningful. It needs to be value packed. So quality is always going to trump quantity, but that doesn't mean that you can just say, well, I'll only post whenever I want to. No, you still need to have a plan so that you're doing a decent amount, so you show up more often in front of your audience, but quality is always going to be more important than quantity. Okay. Number 7, this is another myth. More followers, the better. The more followers you have, the better your business is going to be. This belief is absolutely not correct. It's the more quality followers, the better. And in fact, I have seen just over the last month, 4 different women that I follow in the Instagram space who had over 15,000 followers. One had 15,000, one had 50. The other 2 were probably in that range. They completely wiped out their entire Instagram. What they did was they created a secondary profile, and they started trying from their original one, saying, hey, we've moved. And they were starting from scratch. I've talked to a couple of them, and the reason why they did that, I'm not saying you should do that, okay? I'm just saying the reason they did it, would you be like, oh my gosh, if you believed that followers is like the key to your success, you'd probably have a miniature heart attack, like going and like saying, I'm going to get rid of my Instagram account that has 50,000 followers. What? Well, the reason they did it was because they realized over time their business had changed and evolved, and their audience had changed, right? And they wanted to make sure that they were connected with people in the audience that were the closest to their ideal client. So they basically just started over, and they started fresh, and they're growing a new profile based on who their ideal client is, and all the messaging is pertaining to that. So that's really interesting to know. But what the point here on this myth busting is that I don't want you to see the success of your business from the standpoint of how many followers you have on Instagram, or how many page likes you have on your Facebook business page. That is not a metric for business success if your business is designed to create revenue for you, because followers do not equal dollar signs, right? And so people do get caught up in that. They get caught up in the likes. Are followers important? Yes. Are likes and comments and engagement on your post important? Yes. But ultimately, those 2 metrics do not drive revenue through your business, right? Quality content, relationships being built online with your audience is what will drive customer sales and client onboarding. So be very careful with vanity metrics is ultimately what I'm saying here. Last couple of myths and misconceptions, and then we'll switch sections here. Your target audience is not on social media. Another myth. I've mentioned this a couple of times. Here's the thing. By nature, humans are social. And your customers are humans, and social media is all about humans. Do you get the point? Like, you will find your customers on social media. You need to know where to find them, how to look for them. If you need help, that's something that I do a lot of inside of, some of the coaching programs that I have. We're going to talk about a new one that I'm going to be releasing later today. But a huge thing that I think people, miss out on is thinking that their target audience isn't on social media. They certainly are. You just have to know how to find them. All right, number 9. This is a myth that we're going to bust today. You don't need a strategy or a content calendar. My friends, you cannot get away with just posting and praying that something will happen. I've been there. I've done that in my business. And I've seen a lot of people just post and like get all excited about this one post, and because it took forever to get the graphic right and get the caption the way that they wanted it, and then nothing happened, and then they were like, social media doesn't work for me. Like, no, you do have to have a strategy. You do need to have a plan in place. You have to be working towards something in your business, right? You're every month you've got revenue goals, surely. Otherwise, why are you in business, right? So align your goals with your content strategy, right? What are you promoting? What are you talking about? There has to be a strategy and a plan in order for you to, 1, build consistency online, but 2, really build trust and a relationship with your audience online. So you do have to have a strategy and a content calendar. And then the last myth, I threw this one in here because this is one that I've done a lot of trainings on, but and this might confuse some of you. Sorry in advance. But the myth that algorithms change all the time. Has anybody thought that? Or like, oh, 2022, Facebook's going to change their algorithm on us again, or oh, Instagram's changing the algorithm again, or yeah, see this, I grew up, I say that funny. My career, I developed in my marketing career inside of the agency world from 2013 to 2018 before I started my own company. And I went through the Google algorithm changes of Penguin and Penguin 2.0. Some of you may not even know what I'm talking about, but legitimately where like Google changed their entire like algorithm system to how they were going to be showing more like listing pages on the first page and less like business pages, and they changed the way that they rank and give authority. Well, you know, social media did that for a time, but here's the thing, the reason that me saying algorithms changing all the time is a myth and that's a false statement is because they don't really. They all have the same Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, not Pinterest. Pinterest is more of a search network, but social networking, right? They're all going to be focused on how does your audience engage with you, your page, and your content. So your content, your page, the optimization of your messaging and making sure everything is in alignment with who you are, what you offer, and your audience is important. But it's your audiences. It's my news feed is going to, I'm going to use Samantha as an example because she said biggest myth ever, but like our news feeds are probably pretty similar. Because Samantha and I know Samantha personally, and we like the same things. We kind of follow the same accounts. We have the same interests. We're kind of in the same business realm, you know? And so our news feeds will look similar, but at no point in time will they ever look identical, right? So what you have to understand is you can't beat the algorithm. You can't beat any of that. Like that's just not how it works. But what you can do is learn more about your audience, learn more about your ideal customer, create content that attracts them and others like them, and make your focus your audience and not the algorithms. You will spend too much time focusing on the algorithm. What you should be focusing on is your audience, right? So those are the myths and misconceptions. Everybody take a deep breath. I certainly need to, because I feel like we just like detoxed a lot of different things, right? Let me know if you connect with some of those things and if you feel better, like, okay, those things are gone. Maybe I actually just confused the crap out of you. And you're like, I have so many questions now. Right? Good. We're going to have a Q&A section at the end. But let's move on. Let's move on to section 2. I can fly through this one pretty quickly, and you can get this on the replay, obviously. But section 2, I want to talk real quick, best practices for content distribution in 2022. So the most common questions I get about content distribution is how often should I post, what time of day, what days of the week, and what should I make my content about, right? Here's the best practices that I'm going to say. If you are between beginner and like intermediate level as far as creating content for your business on a regular basis, I'm speaking to that and above. Okay. Minimum. Okay. How often should you post? A minimum of 5 posts per week. Okay. Now pause. I'm going to tell you something that's going to make some of your heads spin. Makes my head spin. There are some people in your industry, in your line of business, on social media who post 3 to 4 times every single day using multiple forms of content. They didn't get there overnight, people. Okay. Don't freak out. Like if you're like, I can't even post 2 posts a week, right? Like, woosah, it's going to be okay. Creating a plan so that you can have 5 posts per week is a really good place to start for how often you should post. It's not the rule. There's no rules. Certainly posting at least once a week is probably a rule. But there are some folks that post 3, 4 times, 5 times in a day. across multiple channels in the platforms and using multiple types of content. But if you need a starting place, 5 is something that you can build towards in your content calendar and a strategy plan. 5, that's how often. What time of day? What days of the week? Okay, I'm gonna just say, Michelle, okay, that's a myth, actually. If they are posting that much, they have someone doing it for them. Samantha, do you have anybody posting for you? You have 15,000 followers? No. She posts probably 4 or 5 times a week in her news feed, and I would probably say 5, 7 times every day, every other day in her story. I don't know, like something around there. She does not have anybody doing that for her. I don't have anyone doing it for me right now. For me, I'm about 4 times a week right now. I've ramped it up over the last 2 weeks to get ready for this workshop. But Michelle, no, not everybody is having somebody do that for them. You would have someone do it for you though. Yes, if you can get somebody to do it for you, by all means, please do. Right? If you have the revenue to, or the profitability in your business to outsource stuff like that, do it. But today, this is for everybody that's doing it for themselves. 5 posts a week minimum. You can do it, especially if you follow some of the content plans that I'm going to share with you guys later today. Okay, what time of day and what days of the week? Here's the thing. Most of you here already have an existing following. I asked you upon pre-registration if you have a social media account. Most of you do. Most of you have an Instagram or a Facebook at the very least. The time of day and the day of the weeks that you choose to post is 100% going to be dependent upon your audience's typical time online. When are they active on the platforms? And I'm just going to show you a couple of quick tips on how you can find this information out for your audience specifically. So if your primary social media platform is Facebook, you need to go to your Facebook business page. I prefer doing this on the desktop. When you get to your Facebook business page, you can go to page insights and scroll down on the left-hand side to the option that says posts. When you look at posts, you're going to be able to see over the last 7 days, what does it look like for when people were actively online? When are your fans online? It says that right there, right? You can see that on mine, most of my fans on Facebook are on and active on Tuesdays, right? So that's a good posting day for me. If I was to hover over a day specifically, it would give me, like, it changes from just that generalized, like on the time section, that generalized, like this is the average time of day people are online, to it's very specific for that day, right? So this is something that I think is important for you to look at for if you have Facebook as your primary platform, right? Now for me, and Samantha, I was just getting there, so that's a great question. I post a different time. If I'm scheduling content out, I do post my post on Facebook based on what is the highest peak time for my audience on Facebook versus Instagram. And I'm going to show you guys how to find Instagram in just a minute. So I do have 2 different times based on when my audience is most likely to be online. That's if I'm scheduling it out. Now, if I am pushing a post from Instagram to Facebook, which happens when I'm not scheduling things out and I'm doing things on the fly from my phone, then it's going to Instagram, going to Facebook at the same time. And I'm okay with that, because I know I get the most engagement on Instagram with my audience. So I'm okay with that. Like if there was distance between number 1 and number 2 platforms for me, with Instagram being 1 and Facebook being number 2, it wouldn't be a close, it would be like a very far distance between 1 and 2, because I just get more engagement on Instagram and I spend more time there. Now, if you need to find your insights for Instagram, you have to, 1, have at least a business profile or a creator profile. This will not work if you're marketing your business on a personal profile. It's very easy to go and switch that and Google how to do that, how to switch from a Instagram personal account to a business account. But when you have a business account, you can check your insights. when you click on the insights button from your profile page, I like to look at the last 30 days. So I changed the search inquiry up in the top left-hand corner from 7 days to 30 days. And then you click on the tab that says total followers. I've got it highlighted for you there. And quick little video. Just scroll down to the bottom when you get to that screen. There's so much information you're going to find out about your audience, but down at the bottom, you're going to be able to toggle between most active hours or days. And then you can click through the days to see what times are people most active for you on your Instagram account based on time of day or day of the week, right? So that's essentially how you can look at, okay, what time of day or what day of the week do I need to post? You need to know when your audience is online, and that's when you should be scheduling out your content or posting natively. All right. Now, the last question I usually get asked about, feel free to screenshot this if you want to, but what should I make my content about? Okay. Gosh, there's so many different things that you can create social media content about. And these are just a few different examples. Again, feel free to screenshot this. This is not proprietary information by any means, but there's so many different topics and things that you can do to add value and expose your business to your audience, right? And if you look here, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, there's 13 examples here. If you just cycled through this a couple of times in a month, and just change things up a little bit, you have your content calendar, right? But pay attention to that question there at the bottom. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw up a poll for you guys really quickly here. I want to know, would a 2022 content calendar planner be of value to you? Like if you were able to get access to either quarterly or for the whole year, where I gave you a list of different like caption prompts or like posting prompts, and it could be something like this where it's like the type of topic, but maybe even like getting you started with writing the caption, including like special holiday things that you can pertain to your business. Like if something like that would be of value to you, can you just pop in the poll for me? Yes, no, or not sure. If you're not sure, maybe put it in the chat later, ask that question. The reason that a content calendar is important to you guys is because it gives you a plan of action, right? It gives you a plan of action. It helps you to see what you're going to be doing on what day and why and what it's building towards. And this is usually a big hang up is people just are like, I don't know what to post today. So having a plan in place is important. Okay, so the majority of you are saying yes, a content calendar would be of value to you. Awesome. So here's the thing, keep that in mind. I'm going to probably, the reason I'm asking was I was like, if people say no, I'm not going to go create one. I started to create one for 2022. And I was like, why am I making something that I don't even know if people actually want? My people, right? I see that people like them, but let me ask my folks. And most of you do. So that's great. I'll be making something then and helping you guys figure out how to get access to that. So that covers section 2, right? Content distribution tips for 2022, how often you should be posting, what time of day, what day of the week, and what kind of content should you be creating. Now, while you're here, we're at minute 38. Everybody take a quick stretch. This is flying by the way, and I'm going to miss my goal of 45 minutes. So hopefully you guys don't mind. You're still here. Haven't seen a big bunch of you drop off yet, so that's good. So diving in. All right, 2022 content trends. We're going to dive head first into this, okay? And cannonball style. Are you ready? Video. Video is not going away, so it is time to embrace it, okay? Types of video content, we'll get into that in just a second, but video is going to be huge. Okay. I just saw a quote the other day from the head of Instagram. He said that the platform is embracing a major paradigm shift where users are asking for more entertaining video content. This means that it is absolutely critical that businesses begin to embrace that shift as soon as possible if they want to be effective in marketing their business on Instagram in 2022. And I will also say Facebook and LinkedIn, from my research, they're following the exact same trend as well. People are wanting to learn and be and consume information, whether that's for educational purposes or even entertaining purposes. They want it done through video. So video content that you can create content that is more educational. You can showcase your product and service. Today's video, just so you know, I will no doubt take this video and find some of the best parts of it that I think will serve my audience well, and I will cut it out and I will turn it into a social media post. We're going to talk about that kind of strategy here in a little bit. But this is me showcasing my service as a coach, right? So this is something that you could consider doing in the new year is maybe some type of workshop that would be relevant to you and your business. Amber, you could do, if you're comfortable, got to build that up, right? But you could do a video training on Siberian Huskies and different things that people need to know before maybe getting a Husky, because that's what your blog is all about. There's so many different, I mean, Ashley Domek down in New Orleans, she has a chiropractic business. She does a lot of video content on social media right now, which is important because there's people who have misconceptions about chiropractic care. So she's able to show them kind of the behind the scenes, but also like what it's like to come into her office and the environment that she's creating and the adjustments that you're able to receive, and that it's not all just bone cracking and shakalaka, you know, it's like, it's actually really therapeutic. Okay. So video content gives people the opportunity to really connect with you and your business. You know, another thing that you could do is you could recreate a trend and make it relevant to your business. That's what Reels is doing a really good job of right now. Here's the thing. You don't have to show your face. You could use graphics, right? Like I could have had my camera off and just done slides with you guys today, but I decided to straighten my hair and put on makeup for all of you. You're welcome. It's a very rare occurrence. I actually have things to do later today. So I was like, I'll do it for them, but you don't have to show your face, but it does help. It does help because people like to know who they're learning from and who they're doing business with. You know, so let's talk real quick about like Instagram or organic Instagram video. For me, Instagram is my #1 platform. It is the fastest growing platform for audience engagement. But again, you could put in Facebook here if you wanted to. You could put in LinkedIn. But here's the thing. Video in general, organic video content is what's going to help you to build trust with your audience. Reels, as I mentioned, so the types of videos that you can be creating, Instagram Reels, Instagram live videos, and then pushing those once they're done live to just the video section. Even doing like personalized direct message videos, like you get a new follower or somebody follows you and or you follow them and you want to introduce yourself, instead of just like sending a text message, like why not video? Like, hey, I'm Danielle. So nice to meet you. Tell me about you and your business. Wow, it's personalized. Some people might think it's weird. They're not my people. The people that will appreciate it are my people, right? Same for you. Instagram videos. So this is a tweet that the head of Instagram, Adam, I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm going to say Mosseri, just shared here just the past October to explain like how important video content is for their platform and that they're embracing it. They've made so many improvements to video and how it's shared on Instagram. They've actually combined, if you haven't noticed, the IGTV feature and the video feed, like the videos that you could put in your feed, all into one format. And it's just called Instagram video. I love it. I love it so much because it's so much easier for me to post a video now. All I have to do is hit the post button, upload a video, and it just takes care of it. I don't have to say, is this a news feed? Oh, it has to be under 60 seconds. Or is this for Instagram video? It has to be over 60 seconds and it has to have this specific ratio. No, they've made it so easy, and I'm so thankful for that. So embracing video, okay? You probably have some questions and some concerns about you doing video for your business. we're going to talk about a solution for that here at the end. All right. Next trend that is coming back in 2022 is long form content. So 2020 and 2021, it introduced like this mega desire for people to have short content, like short videos, short, sweet things to the point. Let's consume as much as we can. And we can really thank TikTok for that, because, you know, TikTok, when it first started, was like 15-second videos. And then Instagram was like, oh, we need to have like a competitor to TikTok, so we're going to do the same thing. And but there was this wide scale adoption of short video messages or short content, or even captions being really, really short. But what we're seeing in the online marketing world is that there's been a little bit of a change happening across the platforms. And you may or may not notice this if you do video content already, or if you're creating content on a regular basis already, you've noticed this. But platforms like TikTok has expanded their videos to 3 minutes now. Reels has gone up to 60 seconds, which I'm so excited about that. I use Reels. I don't use TikTok very much. We're seeing that captions on Instagram posts are much longer than they used to be, because the style of writing that people are connecting with is changing. But these little tiny changes are the beginning of a big pendulum swing back towards longer form content. And so let's talk about what is long form content, right? Longer form content is maybe a podcast or a blog or some type of video that's longer than 3 minutes. You know, live rooms, which you can do on Facebook. I even believe, oh gosh, I think it's even YouTube has live rooms now where you can kind of like get a bunch of people kind of like in a Zoom room or something, but live interactions, live videos on all the platforms, that longer form of content, the blogs, the podcasts, that is something that is making a comeback in 2022. So you might be saying, okay, well, how do I incorporate that into my social media strategy? Because Danielle, you're telling me that I should post at least 5 times in a week. And now I have to think about a blog or a podcast or doing video, and what on earth? Here's the thing. Earlier this fall, I put a post out on Instagram, and for some of you, this might be the first time that you see this, but something that I love to teach on, especially inside of my private coaching containers, where I'm either your business coach as a social media manager or your marketing coach. I love talking about repurposing content and breaking a primary piece of content like a blog post, like a podcast, and breaking that down into multiple smaller post ideas for your social media platform, or even for your email blast, or whatever. I put Facebook and Instagram on here because a lot of my audience is on those 2 platforms primarily, but you could add in a whole column for the type of things that you can create for your email list if you heavily connect with your audience through email or YouTube, or if TikTok is your thing. But creating a pillar piece of content or a primary piece of content, and then taking that, chopping it into little bite-sized pieces. You can make a photo graphic, an animated graphic, a short video, a text quote. You can make an infographic, a carousel, and chop that maybe 10-minute video or that 2,000 word blog post and create. I mean, I've seen people make, out of a 45-minute podcast episode, they can make up to 30, 40 different social media post ideas. And this is something that I do teach inside of private coaching. And I'll also be teaching in the new program that I'm going to be rolling out in 2022. I'll have a whole masterclass on this. But this is how you can take longer form content and repurpose it. Okay. The next thing, 2022 trends, embracing niche Facebook experiences. Now, if you know me and you know my journey with social media, I don't like Facebook. I teach it, I coach it. I'm not against it. I don't like Facebook, not for the consumer reasons that people don't. Yeah, I don't like Facebook because of stuff, right? Like whether it's political, non-political, I don't know. But like there's stuff about it I don't like. But what I don't like about the Facebook business side of things is organic reach is dead, basically on Facebook. Like because they don't use hashtags the same way that Instagram uses hashtags. If I want to get a post on my Facebook business page to a broader audience, I basically have to pay to do that. I have to boost it. I think it's 5 to 7% of your following on your Facebook business pages are organically going to see your content in the newsfeed. It used to be 20, 30% just a couple of years ago. That number is continuing to go down. And the reason for it is there's so much content being posted on Facebook that they have to figure out, what do people actually want to see? Oh, you want to see more of this? Well, we're going to make sure a business is going to pay for that space to get in front of you. That's why I don't like it. But what I do really love about some of the niche experiences with Facebook is Facebook groups. Oh, I love Facebook groups, or the ability to pop up in my group and do like a live room. Some of you've been in those rooms with me where we're just hanging out. Maybe it's like a co-working hour. Maybe it's a quick Q&A session. Maybe, also live videos, doing live videos. So Facebook groups, it builds a stronger connection with your ideal customers by creating a community that is both relational to you and others, and it's educational. I have a Facebook group. It's the Social Media Training and Strategy Facebook group. That's my free community. I have a couple of other membership communities as well. But those communities I love my Facebook groups, because they're my people. They're not in that group just to they're there because they want to be there, right? So I know I can always pull ideas and create connection within those Facebook groups. And any business in any industry can create a Facebook group. Just there's a myth that we can bust. Live rooms. Okay, let's talk really quickly about live rooms. So creating a small group environment similar to like Zoom or Google Meet, you can now do that inside of your Facebook groups to connect more intimately. I like to be present in those, but you can also have someone in your group set up a room and create a space for people to connect and get to know each other. It's just community building, right? In the online virtual space, which is something that Facebook is doing a lot more of, is pushing people to seeing their platform as a community platform versus just business marketing tool, right? Which is why they're making the change to Meta or whatever that is. Still freaks me out a little bit. And then live videos. This is still a very powerful tool for building reconnection, and it provides a wonderful real-time experience for your audience. So I do a lot of live videos because if I had to, planning out today's workshop is actually more work for me than just popping up and doing a live video. I don't care if I sniffle through the whole video. I'm past the how I look, how I sound, all of that kind of stuff. So I can just pop up on a live video and go, right? I love being able to do that and just connect on a moment's notice with my audience. Last couple of things, stories video is going to be central to meaningful Instagram engagement. So in 2022, you showing up in your stories is going to be huge for your overall strategy because the people that will watch your stories, they follow you, right? And so if you get new followers and you're not showing up on the stories, they're going to be looking at somebody else's stories because this is the first thing at the top of the app that people see. So you need to make sure that you are showing up in the stories. And again, it doesn't always have to be you doing a video. It could be you posting pictures. It could be you typing content out there. But the point of it is, and what it does is it helps build trust and relationships with leads or new followers, right? Audience engagement. This is a cool thing to understand. Audience engagement in your stories does significantly increase your rank, quote unquote, with the social media platforms, letting them know that you have genuine relationships. This is very important when we talk about algorithms or just how the social media networks determine if you are a profile that they should put in front of other people, like the people who engage with you. It's going to be based on, do you have genuine relationships, connections, and engagement with your existing audience? And so people engaging with you in the stories is something that is going to be important. And there's so many different stickers and tools. I have a whole masterclass planned at the first half of 2022 on Instagram features and how to utilize them to grow your business online. So yes. Okay. And then the last trend of 2022 is going to be the overall customer connection is going to be vital to the success of your business in the world of social media and social media marketing. So what that means is you increasing the number of touches, quote unquote, okay, contacts, whatever you want to call it, increasing the number of touches you make with a potential client, a new follower, a lead, and forming a relationship of some kind with them online is going to be key to ensuring that you're not just creating content all day and getting likes and stuff. None of that's going to produce an ROI on your time and money, but building genuine relationships is going to be the thing that will create buy-in and loyalty to you and your brand this upcoming year. So focusing on investing time into growing those relationships with your audience online is important. So what does that mean? You start following new accounts, you need to make sure you're engaging with them on a personal basis. If people follow you, and certainly if you get a new follower and you go check out their profile and they could fit your ideal client, you need to be reaching out and not being afraid of that. People want that connection. We went so long, in 2020 and the first part of 2021 in some parts of the country where you didn't get the human connection. And so there has to be this fulfillment that we provide as business owners online of connection. The business owners that take the time and slow down and build relationships, they will see progressive growth in their business this upcoming year. If you're just doing things to have quick transactions, get some sales here, get some sales there, do things the way that you've done it for the last couple of years. But if you want to see your business steadily and predictably grow over time, invest time into growing and nurturing relationships that you're connecting with online. So, wow, take a breath, take a drink. We're going to wrap up. Next couple of minutes, we're about to get into Q&A. Don't leave me yet. Don't leave me yet. I'm so over my time. But has this been helpful? Like, have you shown up today for free? The investment of your time is all that you brought in today, which is valuable. I do respect the time that you are investing into yourself and with me today. If this is helpful, put something in the chat, show me some love. It's hot up in here. I even have my window open, but let's talk about next steps. We just talked about so much, right? But we need to talk about putting what you just learned into action. And I want to share with you how you can do that. So the way I see it, you have two options, right? Leaving today, you have two options. You can keep DIYing and using the trial and error method and searching and kind of copycatting what people are doing and figuring things out little by little along the way and continuing to show up to, free trainings like this, which I love doing, environments like this that help you grow your business for sure. But you just kind of piece things together, right? That's option number one. Or option number two, you can decide that 2022 is going to be the year that you finally decide to level up with your social media marketing. And then you back that decision up with action, because we all decided, especially at the new year, we all say I'm 2022 is going to be the year that I just kill it on social media. But then we don't have a plan. We don't have action steps to back that up, right? So I want to show you how you can actually step into that leveling up in 2022 with me. There's three different ways that if you want to stay in my world and you want to stay connected, not just with me, but with the people that I'm working with and serving, there's three different ways that you can really take your social media to the next level. The newest way, I've had strategy sessions and one-on-one coaching for a while now. Strategy sessions, you can have a strategy session booked with me. It's a 45-minute intensive call where we can plan out your marketing strategy for the month, or we can look at the whole quarter in that 45 minutes if we're able to. But those are kind of like an a la carte type of service. One-on-one coaching with me is either Voxer coaching and support, or it could be private coaching. If you have questions about either of those, let me know. But the newest thing that I'm excited to be launching with you guys here in 2022 is actually the Social Squad membership community. We're going to be kicking off here January 3rd. So right after the new year, we're going to be diving in And so what the Social Squad membership community is going to be, what it's going to have inside of it is a group coaching call per month. So that's going to be like your hot seats, like come to the call with questions, 45-minute call on that one. So group coaching call, opportunity for me to give you live coaching and perspective on your social media marketing plan, and learn from your peers. Plus, you're going to get access to a live training or masterclass. I'm going to be doing a masterclass every single month, basically between January and June for sure. I actually have a list of what those trainings are going to be. And when you're a part of the membership community, you automatically get access to those masterclasses. If you decide not to be in the membership community, but you still want to attend the masterclass, I'm just going to give you the forewarning. Those masterclasses will be $97 a piece to attend. So yes, huge value when you see the next slide here when I talk about options for opting into the membership community. Plus, when you're a Social Squad member, you're going to get full access to my entire course library, which there's over $500 worth of courses in there. It's really over $1,000 of courses, but I've changed my pricing on some things. So you get full access to my entire course library, and all of that is social media marketing. You're going to get access to my training vault. So any trainings that I've done in the past, any trainings that I did in 2021, and any trainings that I will do in the future, you will have full access to, as long as you're active in your membership every single month, right? And you're going to get access to an exclusive Facebook community for collaboration, asking questions in between the calls, things like that. So what is the investment for this? The investment is a no-brainer investment, in my opinion. You have two options. You can pay in full for 6 months, and you can get access to the entire membership for a 6-month time frame for $198. And with that, you're also going to get access to a discounted or an exclusive rate for a 1-hour strategy call with me for $99. A normal strategy call with me is $249. So you're saving over $150. But pay in full with that exclusive bonus, $198 one time. Or you can do monthly payments of $33 a month. You'll still get access to everything we talked about in the previous screen. You don't get the exclusive rate on the strategy call. So me getting to know you and your business ahead of time isn't going to be as personal, right? But you have the option. There's no obligation there. You can cancel at any time. If you cancel, though, you lose access to everything that you get with the membership, the courses, the trainings, the community aspect. But $33 a month to get access every single month to trainings like this, but even more in depth. So what are some of the trainings and the master classes that are coming? Let's talk about it. I have already planned these trainings for the upcoming 2022 year. So far, that's one a month. There's 7 here though, so there could be more. But an Instagram Reels tutorial and hands-on training. So I will walk you through step by step how to create an Instagram Reel, the type of content that you can be creating, how you can record it, things along those lines, how to find sounds and trends. And so we'll be doing a training on that. I'm going to walk you through my repurposing content process. I showed you that slide earlier in the training today. This repurposing content strategy plan, I'm going to break that down for you. I'm going to show you the tools that I use, and we're going to go through a training and do that. We're going to have a training on converting your audience from just being audience and followers to customers and clients. We're going to have a whole training on that. So we're also going to talk about the 2022 Instagram features training. And if a new feature comes out that Instagram is going to do, we're going to have a training for that inside of the membership community. Or you can, like I said, you can pay to come to the master classes a la carte, but you're going to be paying $97 for a master class versus $33 a month. The next training I have planned is going to be the 3 C's: create consistent content. We're going to basically talk about my content batching strategy. So how you can do an entire month of content creation in a 4 to 5 hour time frame. We're going to have a workshop on the creative caption formula. This is something I hope to be teaming up with a guest expert on, bringing them in and helping us to understand, okay, what is the formula that I should be using when I'm creating captions that are going to connect with my audience. And then another training I already have planned is what role does social media play in my overall online marketing strategy, because it's just one piece of the pie, right? So then we'll start to discover more tools and more things. And I have so many more ideas, but these are the immediate needs that I see that need to be filled. So again, the options that you have available for getting into the Social Squad membership community, you can pay in full and get that awesome bonus, $198 one time, exclusive rate for that strategy call, $99 versus the normal $249, or you can just be in the monthly membership community at $33 a month. And if you are interested in that, you can go to socialwithdanielle.com /social squad. Which I'm going to put that in the chat right now. And if you want to get opted in, you can absolutely do that. Reagan said, is this focused for SMM? No, both. It's based on your business. So Reagan, you being a social media manager, you can absolutely be a part of the membership community, learn this and go apply this to your business, to your client's business, so on and so forth. The content, the trainings, the coaching is all going to be, the trainings are planned out, but the group coaching calls, the hot seat coaching, that's going to be for you. One group coaching call a month. It's going to be the second Wednesday of the month. And then the live masterclass will always be the last Wednesday of the month. So 2 calls. And they'll almost always be at 11 a.m. Central. That's pretty much what I'm planning on, but they'll be replayed. So you will have access to that in the training vault. And Shay, yes, it is $198 for the 6 months, plus you get that strategy call. It's an additional $99, but that's normally a $249 call. And that's a huge benefit to you, especially if you're going to be investing into yourself for a 6-month time frame, getting a personalized strategy plan before you even move into the membership side of things. And we're doing the trainings. I then know more about you and your business, and we're connecting on those group coaching calls that it's just closer proximity to me, and getting coaching access. So great questions. Couple of final, these are just some folks that I've worked with in the past. Some of the ladies that I've done group coaching with or one-on-one coaching with. So there's that, wonderful people here, different business owners. Grace is an organizing coach. She has a podcast also. It's called Organize with Grace. It's wonderful. Diana is a financial advisor, and Teresa is a community builder. So have had great feedback working in the group coaching environment, membership community style. So here we are. We are at the end. I want to make sure and give you guys an opportunity to ask some questions. So if you have questions about anything that I covered today, social media trends, content distribution strategies, the social squad, any questions that you have, put them in the chat or put them in the Q&A section. So I'm going to go here now. It says, Amika, one of my Instagram accounts still does not have reels. I switched back and forth from creator to business account over the past year and still no luck. Is it time to start a new Instagram? So sorry. I have never heard of that happening. That's crazy. Have you tried contacting Instagram? If so, and you're not getting any luck, then I would start over. I would definitely start over. I would personally message every single person that follows the existing account that doesn't have reels. And then I would let them know, hey, I'm switching over my account because having some issues on this account with Instagram. So please follow me over here. So I would personally make sure and connect with people. I would also make sure and not shut that account down, the one that doesn't have the reels, and until like I've followed and gotten most of the people over to the new one. I would say leave the old one up for a couple of months just so that you can make sure you're getting those existing followers over to your new one. But Amika, that's nuts. That's crazy. I'm so sorry that happened. Michelle has a question. She says, my question is, can you give a quick example of recreating a trend and making it relevant in your business? I would love to do that, Michelle. Gosh, I would love to do that in more depth. We are going to do a lot of that stuff inside of the reels. But something super, super trendy right now is like, you can go on Instagram reels. You can typically like see, like, just first of all, go through and look and see what people are doing and find one that you can like, oh, I could probably do that. You know, the easiest ones right now are the ones where people are like pointing to things. and they're making it relevant to their business, right? I could do one that's like 5 common misconceptions about social media marketing. 1, 2, 3, and it kind of goes to a beat. Right. And inside of the Reels training, we're going to talk about how do you edit the video? How do you get the text to line up with the right time and all of that stuff. But it's important to go through the Reels, find some things that, you know, you see happening on a regular basis. The pointing one is always something. I don't dance on Reels. Some people do. Good for them. That's awesome. No judgment. But it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So you can recreate anything. Reagan, the doors are open right now for enrollment for the membership. But we start that first week in January. So the membership, so basically you can sign up today. When you sign up today, you will get access to all of my courses. On January 3rd is when the Facebook community opens up. And then all of my previous, like the training vault will be unlocked to you on January 3rd. And then our first call would be, I need to look at my calendar. Our first group coaching call, which would be more of a hot seat coaching, me giving you like doing kind of like this Q&A style, but we'd be in like a group room together, would be January 12th. And then the first masterclass is going to be on the 26th. And what I teach on in that masterclass will be based on what we talk about in the 12th. So I will be training and doing masterclasses based on the needs that I see being the most relevant in that time. Because I think I know, but I'm going to serve the membership community and what their needs are versus what I just think. Does that make sense? So yeah, membership launches January 3rd, but you can go ahead and you can enroll now, get your strategy calls booked now if you're going to do the pay in full bonus. And then how long will the offer of $33? No, that's the price. I struggled with how to price this, honestly. I was like, I don't know. This sounds really, here's the thing. I wanted to I'm back. Wow. Sorry. That was crazy. The power shut off in my house. Whew, that was crazy. Power shut off in my house and the Wi-Fi kicked off. So personal hotspot. These things happen, right? These things happen. But anyway, so we were doing some Q&A. Yeah. So let's see. How does this new membership correlate to what you're doing inside of private coaching with me? So you have private coaching with me, Michelle. Great question. So you already get your private coaching calls one-on-one with me, and we're covering specific things that you bring to the table in those environments that you're working on specifically in your business. When you are in private coaching with me, you already get access to this. So Michelle, you don't actually have to sign up for the membership community. Private coaching with me, you guys, starting in the new year, what private coaching looks like, unless you're being grandfathered in, private coaching will be 2 private sessions with me, 2 private calls with me for 1 hour a piece, plus Voxer coaching and Voxer support, so that you have me walkie-talkie style in between calls. Plus you get access to everything else that I offer. Like the closest proximity to working with me and like getting full access to everything I do create and whatever is like what Michelle has, which is one-on-one private coaching with me. There is an application for that. There's select seats for that. I have 5 spots open for the new year. and it has to be a right fit. So I would want to talk with you beforehand to make sure you're in a position that that's the right decision for you and your business. So when you have one-on-one coaching with me, Michelle, you already get access to this membership community. If you're in Voxer coaching with me, which is kind of the next tier down of private coaching, where we don't have like private calls together, but you do have that Voxer support. You have that you can connect with me anytime through the app called Voxer. You also get access to the membership community. So, so you get any of the master classes that I do, any of the trainings, any of the group coaching calls, you get to come. It's just something I've decided to do this year to serve people at a higher level. So again, if you have any specific questions, you can put them here in the chat. I have 1 or 2 more minutes here. What is the best kind of content to post and grow on Instagram Reels, and Mika? Video content, Instagram Reels. Video content. Reels is definitely the trendier one, but me reposting a minute clip from today's session, which I will do at some point, probably from the myths and misconceptions portion. I'm going to chop that baby out and I'm going to throw that into a video, put some captions under it, give it a title across the top, bada bing, bada boom. Video content is king. So anything you can do around video doesn't always have to be educational either. It can be something that's more entertaining. I know that you create crafts and you're extremely gifted in that. I personally am mesmerized when somebody does a time lapse of something that they're creating, because I can't do it. But stuff like that with a trendy song behind it on Instagram Reels or just in the news feed, that's the best kind of content. So, all right, we're done. Certainly over time today. So if you have any questions about anything that I covered, if this was helpful, anything, like if you want to learn more about one-on-one coaching, send me a DM. We can talk more about that. But I would love to see as many of you as possible in the membership community, Social Squad, which I'm really looking forward to this year. But reach out if you have any questions about anything. Make sure that you stay connected with me on the social media platforms. And I look forward to a wonderful 2022 with each one of you. 2021, my word for the year was, this is the year of the Lord's favor. And it was the second word, I guess you could say, was breakthrough. And I'm waiting to see what the new word's going to be for 2022. But I definitely believe it's going to be I'm feeling it's going to be pertaining to exponential growth and growth in all areas. And I'm believing that for you guys too. So love you all so much. Thank you so much for showing up with me today. And I can't wait to see you in the new year, and we'll talk to you soon.